Hey, all my Super Saiyan viewers, welcome to another vlog. This is going to be a continuation of what happened after the whole FCC vote that happened on December 14th. Now, I'm about a week and a half behind on letting you guys know my opinions on what exactly happened. Um, if you notice, there is no webcam footage for this video. That's because I need you guys to pay attention closely to the screen and everything I'm pointing out because this is very vital. So, basically, what happened was December 14th. Uh, three out of the five FCC representatives voted against um, having net neutrality rules and are basically going to abolish the current rules back to Title I, which, according to a few of them, it worked better before the whole Title II thing came in, which I have to disagree because there were incidences in the past 10 plus years that, for instance, a certain, I'm not going to say names, ISP provider basically went above and beyond the whole Title One thing and started throttling and basically doing everything that wasn't Title One. Even though they got in trouble for it, they were still allowed to do it. Now, uh, the whole FCC thing is in the top news. I searched net neutrality and there are tons and tons and tons of votes or not votes but articles regarding the whole issue. Now, if you guys don't remember what FCC or the my bad, I'm sorry. If the whole net neutrality thing is basically in short term, net neutrality protects you as an individual um, from your ISP provider from um, blocking, throttling you, or giving you limited access to the internet from what you're paying. Okay, so I am on the FCC's website, and I want to show you exactly who is for and who is against FCC. So this, and pardon my French, this douchebag right here, Ajit Pai, the FCC chairman, as he calls himself, which, by the way, interesting fact. Um, the whole FCC board, they are not elected officials. They are appointed. Now, Ajit Pai was appointed to part of the FCC, I do believe, by Obama, but then he was appointed chairman by Trump and is backed by Trump 100%. So that's going to be a big thing that we got to pay attention for. So this douchebag is the one who led the whole FCC fight against net neutrality. Um, Clyburn, I don't know how to pronounce her first name. Clyburn. This lady, oh my gosh, I love her to death because I watched part of the open conference of the whole FCC debate on their live stream on the 14th, and I love this lady. This lady is absolutely amazing. She knows what the American people want. She knows that this is a rogue operation, and the whole FCC chairman is a rogue uh, person, and she is fighting so hard to keep our net neutrality Title II laws in basically um, out there. That way we can have open and free access to the internet without having to freaking pay extra freaking fees that are required for you to access certain websites. Another douchebag. Well, he's not so much of a douchebag, but I don't understand his logic. Um, O'Reilly, he voted with Ajit Pai against keeping the Title II rules. Brendan Carr, I don't know much about. He also voted against it. Jessica, I can't pronounce her last name, but she's a real individual too. Um, she voted for keeping the Title II Act within the whole FCC rules. So it's basically like a sexist thing going on here. You got the women, these two women right here, who are for Title II, and then these douchebag men who are basically against, keeping them. There were so many letters to the whole FCC, and guess what they did? They freaking ignored them. I seen where Michael O'Reilly, the commissioner, I seen in his conference with the live stream that he said, "Oh, even though we got all these letters from these people saying, oh, let's keep Title II. This is why. I don't see a reason why we should keep stupid laws and rules to keep, your open and free access to the internet without the government blocking you." Well, you know what, Michael O'Reilly? There's more to it than that. You are a big scam and a big scheme to the bigger corporations. Now, it's obvious that Ajit Pai used to work for Verizon. Now, I'm thinking that there's some kind of undercover operation between all these big corporations, Comcast, AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, all these big telecom users for the internet. I believe that they are paying, the SEC or Ajit Pai to basically say, hey, we want more money. We want you to abolish the Title II rules. You know, um, it's completely stupid and absurd because do they not even realize it's not going to only affect the individual, it's also going to affect industry. Like the music industry, people who create music online. Um, that will be a thing that's going to be harder and harder for people to do. Even if you have money. I mean, all these big artists, I'm sure, don't want to pay more than they have to freaking create music. Um, People who sell stuff online, like on Amazon, eBay, I mean, there's people just making a living off of that. And just think of the amount of people who are just going to have no access to what they need because they can't do their business online. All right. Another thing that has happened right after the whole FCC terminating the Title II. The New York Attorney General says FCC's Net Neutrality Vote will come after a corrupted uh, comments process. He basically is going to, and with some other attorneys, they are going to basically do a statewide sue from the SEC, um, which is kind of cool. Because all the comments that people have put on the FCC's website or have called Congress or their local leaders have basically been all ignored. Um, so there won't and in the ending quote, there won't be a change overnight. With my internet speed, yes, I have seen even before. I've had my internet provider for 3.5 years, 4 years. Um, I never knew anything about throttling until this whole FCC thing came up. Since I've been researching throttling and the whole net neutrality thing, I've done frequent internet speed tests, and I have noticed over certain days, certain times, that I could have loading longer loading times than my usual. Um, yes, your internet providers, regardless, are still going to throttle you. Even if you call them or have a chat with a representative, they may say that they are going to look into it, fix it, but in reality, they're not. Um, so the change, even though Title II has basically been abolished by the FCC, it's still a thing, basically. The ISP providers still have to follow it until basically Congress or the president says, "Hey, let's get this out." Um, you can still fight for the net neutrality. You can still call your representative, do what I said before. Because another funny thing, even if the even or I can't talk today. I'm just so upset right now. Um, and I can't think clearly. That's how bad my commentary is right now. Um, so next year is midterm elections. Here's my thinking. So they say that neutrality is going to be voted on in Congress and all that early next year. So with the whole um, midterm elections coming up, call your representative, say, hey, you know, I don't like what they did in net neutrality. Um, I'm hoping you support net neutrality. If not, I'm not going to vote for you. I'm not, and I'm going to tell my friends not to vote for you. They want that job. They want to keep their position. So they're going to do whatever it takes to keep you happy. Um, even it won't be the end of the world if FCC and everybody else, Congress, the legislation, and the president all come to an agreement and put us back to Title One. There are ways around it. And I'm kind of skeptical to giving this information out because I don't want, if someone from my internet provider, comes that's on YouTube and has their own personal YouTube account, comes across my video and doesn't like what they see, I don't want them going back to their corporation and say, hey, let's kick this guy off our internet. Um, Basically, there is what is called VPNs. That is a virtual private network, and here's how it works. Um, this is basically your area. In the middle is the internet. How it works is when you're I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this. I'm trying to come off memory. I'm trying and try to figure out how the best way to explain this is. Basically, when your internet provider is sending you information, they can basically send you your internet signal and all that. They can see everything that's going through there, and then you getting it, and then they can see everything you're doing basically. So what's happening is it's basically creating a tunnel that's dark. That's what a VPN does. It creates a tunnel that's really dark, and your ISP can't see anything through that tunnel until it comes out. A virtual private network can be hosted um, not only in this country, but in a whole bunch of other countries, which are beneficial because it can give you more speed, it can give you more secure location. Um, it's basically it's one of the only ways that I have found to basically, if your internet is throttling you or blocking your internet connection, that's one of the only ways that I have figured out how to do it. But here's the catch: it costs money. According to PC Mag, which I've already been to this, here are some of the top VPNs that I have located, and um, I did some research on some of them. I know, don't if you do go for a VPN, do not use TunnelBear. I have seen bad reviews for TunnelBear because it could be a government implanted VPN or something along that lines. For my choice, I was going to actually buy Peer VPN because it's a speed demon and it has most of, if not all, features that are located on this. Um, but I seen a review from a personal blog that they give out. They may have given out personal information or not have done what they said they would do in their advertisement. So if you are thinking about getting a virtual private network, I would look into it more on your own time, and I would check out what would be um, the best option for you. Because I mean, if you're just using it, if you just want to gain access to Facebook, YouTube, and all that, and not care about speed, um, and you just want to be able to access it, then probably a general use one would be a good choice for you. But anyways, I'm going to end this off here. Um, I would do if I were you, I would if you still don't understand net neutrality, I would still Google search it, and I have been doing daily research on net neutrality, and I have came up to speed with net neutrality ever since I found out a few months back they were getting ready to repeal it. I'm no expert, but um, I would do research on it. I would, look into newsfeed. That's what I do. I would even go on YouTube and watch the whole live stream that was produced on December 14th. If you want to see what actually happened, and if you're looking into a VPN, or if you want to take my advice and protect yourself before or after this gets repealed, it does cost money. It's not a free thing. And if you do come across a free VPN, I would be a little weary. I would look into personal reviews on the VPN host and see if it's shady or not, because it could actually be a virus or it could be another tracking agent um, to basically scam you into something and get your information. But anyways, I hope you guys learned a little bit more about what had happened. Sorry I haven't been really posting much lately, and sorry that I basically, I didn't update you immediately on what had happened. Just a lot of going on. Just been doing a lot lately. Spending free time with myself, basically. Giving my not doing as many videos as I want to, but we'll try to get back on track on that. Anyways, don't forget to leave a like and a comment on this video, guys. It's important that you guys understand and are fully aware of what's going on with net neutrality, because it is an endangerment to our society as the internet, because I think the internet should be free and open, and I don't think anybody should be able to tell us what we can and can't access. Um, and if it does come down to it, I'm if they do vote it out and go back to Title One and start saying, "Hey, you gotta pay more for this, pay more for that," I don't want to, and I love my YouTube career, and I'm hoping it's going to take off soon. I'll probably just end up paying more for it or downgrading my service to a slower internet connection, and then basically, paying for the packages. Hopefully that'll even me out, or going to a whole different base, going to my local internet provider and seeing what they have to offer on packages and seeing if they're going to throttle or not. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you guys can keep updated on any more net neutrality or FCC things that are going on. And you guys will see whatever I post on a daily basis or whenever I'm uploaded. And as always, thank you all my Super Saiyan viewers for joining me. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.